Okay, good evening. I hope all of us we are okay today. So my assumption is that you did what you did yesterday. Then what you need to know is that one, like always, it is said that the teacher will provide at least 30%, and then it is your responsibility to make sure that you do the remaining 70%. So what do I mean? Yesterday we did some functions. I remember we did what we call about the SAMIV, COUNT-IF, SAMIV with S. So it is your responsibility now to make sure that you do more practice about it. But by now I know you have the concepts of what of those functions. So today I'm requesting you now for the financial statement. For the financial statement which you were supposed to prepare, you will only prepare that financial statement if you have the format. And then the format will be shared by my colleague, CPA Juma. And then also you can still go to the YouTube channel for Mr. Juma, and then you will get the same, the previous videos for the previous sittings. But you will definitely, before you do your exam, you definitely guide you on how to do that. Anything to do with the financial reports, my colleague, Mr. Juma, will be handling it. So for my case here, I will be handling several, like for example, that one application with the BDA in management accounting, application with the BDA in financial management, all those things. But there is some areas which will be handled by my colleagues, Mr. Kimani, and then
Okay.
so now today I wanted us to concentrate. We use the short time possible.
I think
you can mute. With somebody who is am I not the word? Okay, I'm requesting for the physical institution. Maybe you can log in. You can log in because I will share a screen shortly. So what I was saying today, we want to learn something very important functions, very important functions which you need to know as business and data analytics students. And then this one will not assist you only to pass your exam. And then Mark, you know that whatever we do in this statistical or this analytical tool, it is good for you not only to do the practical part of it, but also the theoretical part of it, because you realize that they are not only testing you on the practical part, you find that in the theory part of it, which makes up 40% of that paper, is theoretical. And then they will be asking you more about these functions. So you have to be very keen. That is why once I've done the practicals, I've already shared the what? The theoretical part of it, so that you can take your time and do what? And revise. So straight away, we need to go to learn today on how the index and merge function works. How do we use the index and merge functions? And then it is not only that. There is also something which you need to know, because apart from the index and merge, we have other functions. We have other functions which actually which can work as what? Which they can work as what? As index and merge. But the reason why we prefer the index and merge function is that it is like, as I said the other time, it is the advanced. It is the advanced functions. For what? The lookup, and HLOOKUP. So maybe you are trying to find an item. Maybe you are doing reconciliation, and then you're trying to find an item which within a large data. So unafaa find out whether kulikuwa na transaction fulani. So if the vertical lookup, or the horizontal lookup will not assist you, simply so I want just to write something small for only like for one paragraph, then so that we do the practical part of it. So using index and match instead of VLOOKUP. Using index and match instead of VLOOKUP. So there are certain limitations. With using vertical lookup. There are certain limitations with using VLOOKUP. The VLOOKUP function can only look up a value from left to right. The vertical lookup function can only look up a value from left to right. This means that the column contain the value you look up. This means that the column containing the value you look up should always be located to the left of the column. This means that the column containing the value you look up should always be located to the left of the column. Should be located to the left of the column. The left of the column containing the return value. Now, if your spreadsheet isn't, if your spreadsheet is not built this way, if your spreadsheet is not built this way, then do not use the VLOOKUP. Use the combination of the index and match functions. Use the combination of the index and match functions. Actually, I'll make it as simple as I could, of which I know by the end of today's lesson, my students, you will be in a position to use the index and match very comfortably, because I will be showing you how to use the index separately, and then how to use match separately, and then now we can combine the index match. We can combine index and match functions. And then also today I will be showing you people how you can combine data. What do I mean by combining data? What I mean by combining data is that what I do, if I have a data, let us say I have the data for 2021, and then I have also another information in another spreadsheet or different spreadsheet, and then I need to combine that data in one worksheet. So there is a formula on how to do that. And then also I will show you how to match the data to one workbook. What do I mean by matching? So I have some information in a set. Maybe I have the admission number or the employee number, then I have the first name, and then I have the salaries in a different. So we need to combine that data in one worksheet. So that is, we call it match data. So I think the students who are in physical, it will be to advantage to them, because I will try as much as possible to share in the screen. But hiyo ya kumatch inataka what we call, but I will try to make it I will be sharing it nikifanya nini, nikistop sharing, they have some windows zenye ziko pamoja. So the moment nikijaribu kumatch, because I need to save the data in my document, and then now I need to combine them. Okay, so that is it. By the end of today's lesson, at least you will be okay with this one. You will be okay with this one. And then this is how tomorrow now we'll be doing the past, we'll be revising, we'll be tutatumia past paper moja, at least every Saturday, okay? From now. Okay, so I hope we have the data. I hope we have the data. So we are starting our lesson. So I will share the screen. I will share the screen, and then if at all there is somewhere which is not very clear, I will be expecting you people to do that. I'm using what we call a sample data there. There is a data nimepata somewhere, and then okay, kwa hiyo data ukitaka ikue ina screen in a way that you can unaweza iangalia all, you will press control key and then you use the keyboard, and then like the way I'm doing, you can see I'm increasing the screen. I'm also reducing the screen. So like that. So I think that one will be okay. It is visible to all of us. It is visible to all of us. Now, now we are starting with the what we call the index. I wanted us to start with the index, and then I want us to make sure that I'm trying to use the simplest method, because you can as well go to the YouTube and then you can Google, you can still get the same thing. But let us make sure that tukimalizana na hii ni kitu yenye tumeelewa vizuri sana. So the index. So you can find there I have the values, niko na numbers zenye ziko in a row wise, and then the column wise. And then this one, this is what we refer as a array. It is an array. So we are trying to find out what we call that, we call it a cookie. That cookie yenye unaona iko somewhere there. So my assumption is that it is a big data, which it is something you cannot view, but I'm using a very simple demonstration there. So now, nikikuja hapa chini, maybe that is place I wanted to find, you know, nataka ni find the content of the content of the coordinate column number 3, and then row number 3. Column number 3 and then row number 3. So what I will do, let me just do it so that I'll explain what uelewe ni nini inafanya. So equal sign, I want us to use the long method. What it does, mnaona screen? Okay. Yeah. So insert, and then now I look index in merge. Index and merge in a fall under what? Look and reference functions. In a fall under that category. So what I will do here is that it is I will type index, because it is simply an index function, and then I click over. So index, and then you can see there we have row, array, row, column, and then array, row num, and then column num. So I click OK. So I will start with the array. I will start with the array. So the array, cookie, there is high possibility iko within what I've highlighted. Iko kwa this, no, what I've highlighted there. Yeah, sorry. So iko within Apple. Okay, it is within that where I've selected. And then now, for our case here, we have nikiweka column number what? Row number 3. This cookie unaona iko kwa row number 3, and then row number what? Also 3. So unaona vile nimeifeel hivyo, and then I'll simply click OK. So if I click OK, definitely okay. So equal sign, and then so equal sign, and then index, and then that one, and then array is that array, and then row 3, and then column 3. Yeah, you can see down there because nimeweka coordinate, unaona imenipea ni nini nimepata kwa that list. It is what? It is a cookie, eh? It is just a simple way of how the match of how the index works. How the index works. I can as well use this method, equal sign and then index, and then I double click, and then the array is I will select it. Natafuta kitu sijui iko wapi. So then lakini najua coordinates, eh? So and then now comma, and then the column num is 3, iko kwa column 3, you can see there, and then comma, and then iko kwa row number 3, and then I close the bracket, then I press enter. So bado inanipatia the same thing. So that is what? Index. And then for the merge, so for the merge, I will start by using the word. I need to find out. There is this cookie types. We have the birthday cake. We have the butter. We have different. We have the sneaker nodules. We have the sugar. So nataka ni find out these are fortune cookie iko kwa which column? Iko kwa column. Is it column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, or column 5? So what I will do, I will use the what? I will use the match. So nitakuja hapa ku type the match. No, let me use the long cut. So I insert and then ni select the match and then go. And then I selected the match there. So look at value. Ni value gani tunatafuta for that case? It is what? It is the fortune. It is the fortune. That is why I've selected there. I can as well type. But for, you know, the best way you can do, you use the cell reference. Eh? And then now, the lookup array, if fortune yenye umeclick hapo, unataka kufind where, okay? Like ukitafuta kat. So we are finding it in this array. So this array iko hapo ndani. You know, definitely hata imetupatia iko kwa which row? This in row 4, isn't it? So if I click now, that is it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It is in row 4. Okay. And then if I for example, let us say that I need now to change here to sugar. If I change there to sugar, sorry, supposed to be in small letters. So if I change it to sugar, definitely, you know, the system will show me sugar iko kwa which, iko kwa row number 6. And then now you will go to that specific row if you need that details. Eh? For example, if it was a real transaction, unatafuta transaction yenye ujui iko wapi in a large data set. Yes, update. Yes, it's okay. Yeah? It is okay now. Eh? So, and then there is also a possibility what we can, if you don't want it to type this manually, nilikuwa nimewaonyesha on how we can use the what? How we can use the data validation, isn't it? How do we do that? So tutakuja hapo kwa data, kwa wale wanafunzi wenye walikuwa, and then the data validation, and then tunatumia list, isn't it? And then tunatumia list, and then nikuja hapa nikuje ni select hizi zote, isn't it? And then I simply click OK. So that niki-click to the drop down, if I need chocolate, inanionyesha iko kwa column 3, you know, sugar like that, eh? And make like that. So now we need to combine. We need to combine. So the index and what? The index and match. The index and match. We need to combine the index and match. So we have the what? There. Birthday cake, tunatumia match ama tunatumia index. We use the match, eh? We use the match function. We need to find out if birthday cake iko kwa which column. Is it column number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, like that? Eh? So simply we use the same method, equal sign, and then but we are combining. We need to combine now the index and match together. So nikuje ni select, I click, and then I will start with the match. So look up value. It is what? This birthday cake. And then from which array? From this array. From that array. So it is definitely inatuambia iko kwa column number what? Number 1, eh? So if I click inatuambia iko column number 1. So we need to find out the revenue for this birthday cake. Tukitumia what? The index. Okay. So now what do we call about? Equal sign, and then I use the long cut. That is what? The index now. And then for the index, like that array. So I will start with the array. So the array is okay. No. So the array is I select all this, and then now it should be the column number is 1, isn't it? Because you already that. And then if I click OK, definitely it will give me the what? It will give me the revenue for the what? For the birthday. Is it correct? Is it correct? Yeah, it is correct. Haionekani? Iko sawa? Oh, so maybe you can do that. Okay. So tumesema the first thing tutatumia ndio to find out the number of the column yenye birthday cake iko, we use what? Match. So equal sign, is it visible from your end? Yeah. Okay, equal sign, and then insert, and then match. Sorry. So index, match, and I click OK. And then look up value. So look up value ni birthday, and then from this array, that one is okay. And then now to find the revenue, you use the same method, equal sign, and then index, and then you click, and then array. The array is this one, and then the row num is number 1. Then you click OK. Then that is it. So now how do we combine? So we need to combine so that equal interactive. So that equal an interactive dashboard for that case. So now what I will do, always when we are matching, we tunatumia kumatch here index. So I'll copy. I want you people to be keep there. I'll copy this. And then ukikopi, we exclude the equal sign. We include the equal sign. And then now I press enter. And then irudi back now to the index. And then unaona hii nimeandika number 1. I don't want to write that number 1. I need a cell reference. So I will backspace. I will delete that one and then Control V. Niweke that match. And then I'll click here and then I press enter. And then wow, I'm done. So now it is an interactive. So nikikuja kutengeneza, for example, nikikuja kwa data validation, I validate this, nikuje kwa list, and then ni highlight, yes. Huh? Oh, the one for the revenue. The one for the revenue. So kupata the revenue, ama? The one for index. For the index, Okay. So the index is just I click like that and then double click. The array. The array is we select this amount zenye ziko chini ya revenue. Okay? And then now the row num is 1. So already we have it there. Yeah. And then niweke 1. And then I click OK. Iko sawa sasa? Can I now combine? So combining now, nitakuja back to the birthday cake and then select this match. I copy and then you press enter Una make sure that ukiclick, otherwise uta delete hiyo formula eh. So una hebu muangalie vile nafanya. I will first of all highlight, and then I copy, and then you do exactly what I'm doing. You click outside, you press enter, and then unarudi back to the revenue. So unakuja ku delete that one thing. We need to reference, we need to cell reference. So I'll backspace and then control V, and then I'll press enter. I press enter. So nikisha press enter now, nikikuja hata hapa, and then like for example, if I change like for example from that item to sugar, it will all change because it is now referenced. So otherwise also we can still use the data validation, this list thing, and then I do what? I'll copy all this, and then I'll click OK, so that I will be nikiselect fortune, unaona ina change. Nikiselect chocolate, it is changing. So it is now doing what? It is interactive. It is an interactive. It is an interactive. So if you come to the formula, you realize that formula, unaona hiyo formula inaonekana it is a bit complex, lakini si tumefanya one by one and then tukacopy, tukacombine. Unaona? Instead of typing that formula, you know, typing it manually, we have tumefanya hii separately and then tukacombine. So and then we have also index and merge advanced. Yes? Ucombine. Okay. Kuna mtu ameelewa kucombine kwa class? Sin kufanya, si ati kuangalia. Unajua there is a difference between kuangalia na kufanya it kwa machine yake. David, umefanya? So maybe we can try, maybe naweza sumbuka kufanya. Unaona? So one of the things that we think that so select exclude very important, then you go step Yes. So in a problem, My index is not indexing. Brenda, what do you mean? What did you? Thank you. Okay, iko sawa. So we need to go to the advanced. There is no problem because we have the video. There is no problem. So maybe unaweza pitia baadaye. But by the end of today tunafaa tumalize hizo vitu yenye nimeandika hapo. So we go to the advanced. So now one, we need to find out the column of the chocolate chip. You can see there. So we use what? We use the match, equal sign, and then index match, and then lookup value. The lookup value is this one, is the chocolate chip, and then from which array? From this array. Definitely imetupatia ngapi? Oh, I'm not selected everything. Yeah, this three. And then also this one, it is a bit advanced because apart from that one tunafaa tuangalie iko kwa which country, iko kwa which row, iko kwa which row. So I'll still use the match function, equal sign, and then I selected the match. And then now lookup value is what? Is India. And then India uvai kwa tukuje to select from the cells there, it is still okay. And then now the array is una select now row wise. So it is up to the United States there. And then I think this one is exactly or approximately, but I think that one is okay. So if I click okay, it go in column what? It is in column 1, isn't it? It is in column 1. It is in column 1. And then now to calculate the what? The revenue, we use the index. To calculate the revenue, we use the index. So equal sign. And then now I will select the index. And then, so one, I will select the array. So the array for our case here, let me just reduce this data ikuwe ndogo ionekane. I think iko sawa sasa. It is visible. So equal sign and then index and then double click. And then now the array is everything here. All this data is our array. And then the row number, it is row number 1. And then column number is 3. As simple as that. And then you click OK. And then that is it. And then that is it. And then that is it. Number 3. Okay. But no, machine hata hii 26 nimetoa. Hiyo 26 kuna mahali mnaona 26 somewhere. No. Yeah. In Philippines. In Philippines. But mimi unajua nataka ya India. Oh, nilisema row number 3 Oh, the row number. Nimesema row number 1. Row number 2. So I don't think whether it is correct. So let me just repeat it from the scratch. Of which chocolate chip do you use? Okay, so equal sign, and then let me just use the match. And then lookup value, it is this one, comma. And then lookup array, it is from this column. Then I simply close the bracket and then I press enter. So it is 3. And then for the for the other one, equal sign, and then still it is still March. So the lookup value is India, isn't it? And then comma, and then lookup array is this. Okay. Then I simply close, and I press enter. So inanipatia 1, okay? I think nimeona mahali sikuwa nimefanya vizuri. So we calculate now the revenue. Revenue tunatumia index, isn't it? So equal sign, index, then I double click, and then the array. The array nimesema all this, we select all this, that is the array, and then comma, and then tukuje the row what? The row num. The row num is what? The row number is 1, isn't it? Inaanza kwanza the row num. Nimeona, so you can see up the array ni row num and then column, Sijui kama mnaona hivyo. And then 3. Unaangalia hiyo, I think there is something down there na tukai. And then I close the bracket and then I press enter. So 26, 26, 26. Sijui kwa nini inanipea hii ability. Okay, let me just try to do something. If I change like for example the product. So nataka nikichange product, I'll be expecting those things to change. Oh, in a change to the position. Then if I change to India, and if I change this one to United Kingdom.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
We should put, when you say we should put 3 first, then 1, not 1, then 3. It should be 3, then 1. Row should be 3, then column 1.
Very ni ukweli. So we are doing the opposite,
Yes, yes.
Okay. Magdalene, hebu sasa utatuambia wacha equal sign and then index and then double and then so we start with the what? The array which is okay, the array which is everything, isn't it? And then comma and then Magdalene sasa niweke 3, Yeah, row number is 3, isn't it? And then 1, and then you close the bracket. Yeah, good. You can see. Nona sasa, I think we are getting the right thing. So, what about for a case where there are duplicates in match? There's no problem. So that is to see the duplicate. What unamaanisha aje kusema duplicates? So now we need to combine this one. Kwanza ndio kijibu ya swali. So we need to combine this one. So tutaanzia this one, the first one. So I will select everything here to here. And then I'll copy. And then I press enter. And then nikuje the India. And nikuje kwa revenue, sorry. So sasa hiyo ya kwanza yenye nimeselect ilikuwa nini? Ni number 3, So natoa number 3 and then I control V. Hiyo nimefanya ya kwanza, I press enter. And then nikuje this one for the India, also I will select. And then I copy. You know, as we continue inakuwa advanced, And then now nirudi sasa hapa, and then now I need nitoa hii 1. This one, I remove the 1 and then control V. You know, now your formula imekuwa very long. So I press enter, but now it is interactive. So unaona nikiclick fortune, unaona everything will change. If I change, like for example, sugar in Philippines, unaona inanipatia. If I need maybe chocolate chip in a specific country like United States, I'll get it. So we are coming up with something like an interactive dashboard. And then in most cases, this one unatumia maybe when you are doing the reconciliation, ukijaribu kutafuta an item which maybe an invoice yenye uoni, so you can use index and match. You can use an index and match. Okay, so I think for that concept is enough for this. Maybe you can do this one. Munaweza fanya hiyo the last one during your own free time. Because of the what? Because of the time. Because today lazima tumalizane na hizi vitu zingine. To hizi sio kazi kubwa vile, but very important. So unless there is a question, we'll proceed to what? We'll proceed to this to how to I wanted us to start with what? How to match data to one worksheet from a different worksheet. Assume that you have maybe worksheet 1, 2, 3. Unataka combine your data kwa page moja. How do we go about? So now for the online students who are not in physical class, I will be sharing. Kuna vile windows ni different, but I will try. So there is that data of matching. Make sure that your data tuko nayo. Me, I already have it with me. Already niko na yangu. So hiyo data make sure that umesave kwa my document. Hiyo data nilikuwa nimesema match data. Make sure that you do what? You save that information. You save that data in what? In my document. So what I mean, let me show you the data I'm talking about. Let me show you the data I'm talking about. Wacha niwaonyeshe ni data gani I'm talking about. So I'm talking about this data, the one unaiona kwa screen.
One attachment scanned by Gmail. Reply forward.
Okay, so that data. So unaona hii data, there is ID, kuna first name, last name, and then in the worksheet 2 we have the what? Also ID. EID now ndio unique identifier. It is the primary key. You can see there we have the attendance and then we have the marks. So tunataka kucombine hiyo data in one worksheet. I'm just using a very simple data there. You can use what we call a maybe a big data for understanding purpose. But now that is what I want us to do. So kitu ya kwanza una make sure that umesave hiyo data kwa my documents. So angalia nikisave yangu file and then save as, and then I save it in my documents. For now, we need to save it in my document. So my documents, if I click my documents, we don't, so yangu it is marked sheet 1, I save. So kisha save, once you have saved your data, you just close that workbook completely. You save everything. I've saved it, I've what? Nimefunga kila kitu. So I need to open a new worksheet. So hiyo data yenye unataka kucombine, unaisave uweke kwa my documents. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. And then now I'm opening a blank worksheet. A blank worksheet. So I'm opening a blank worksheet. That is it. So I'm opening a blank worksheet. So let me share the blank worksheet I'm talking about. That is a blank worksheet. Hiyo ndio blank worksheet yenye nimeweka. So maybe you can rename your blank worksheet to say combined data, that case. But for now, utakuja kwa data, And I want you people to write the procedures on how to do that, because hiyo ni kitu yenye inaweza kukusaidia sana hata kwa wale workplace. So tutakuja kwa advanced data, and then ukisha click kwa data tutakuja from other sources. From other sources, you can see from other sources, from Microsoft query, from Microsoft query, from Microsoft query, from Microsoft query. So from Microsoft query. So I will click from Microsoft query. So it is unfortunate that now for the online students, I'm not because there is another window in may appear. So what I need to do, I need to stop sharing this, and then I will share I will share that screen. That is what I'm talking about. So the moment is it still feasible? Is it feasible from your end? Let me just, I think nimekuona mahali nimekuza kibaya. So like that, is it feasible now? Microsoft query.
Yeah.
Microsoft query. Is it feasible?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Can I see the screen? Good. So from there, by the way, sisemi nini, but I'm saying that combination of data, it is only unapata tu kwa corporate training, wale watu the users of Excel. Unaona? So unaona hiyo challenge kama hiyo yenye unaencounter kwa job, ukitaka kumatch, kuna watu wengi wametype, but you need to combine that data. Unaona? Mwalimu wa English max yake iko hapa nini, you need na ameweka kwa Excel, you need to combine that data. So now you can see what you can see match data. So I will click that match data, and then I'll simply click OK. It is still feasible.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see now we have how many worksheets for that case? We have 2, isn't it? We can have 3, 10, or even 100. So that I unataka to combine. So this is something I wanted us to be very keen here. So nitachukua worksheet 1, and then unaona I click that angle, simple like that. So nimechukua all the headings or the variables for worksheet number 1. Unaona we have the ID. ID is the unique identifier. We identify each record uniquely tukitumia that primary key. So and then ikikuja tena kwa the same worksheet, I do what? I'll do the same. But now we have 2 IDs. We don't need them, isn't it? We need only 1. So the most probably this one is ndio tutarudisha. So tutarudisha back to the sender, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now our data is okay. So what I'm supposed to do here, I will click OK. Then if you click OK like that, we need now, it is still very feasible. So your data inakuwa combined. Ukikuja kucombine, unaona hii ID to ID like that. Nime create relationship, and then my data is already combined. So and then once your data imekuwa combined, unarudi back to the file, and then you return your data to Microsoft Excel. You return your data to Microsoft Excel. So if I click return my data to Microsoft Excel, I'm sure unaona hiyo screen imepotea, isn't it? So now I will share that. So if I click OK, that is my combined data. Unaona my data vile imetokezea sasa, it is combined. So initially the first one the ID, the first name and last name zilikuwa kwa different worksheet, while the attendance and then marks was in a different worksheet. So we have combined them together. Somebody will ask me, mwalimu, kwa nini imeapia hapo chini? Ni mahali nilikuwa nimeselect. So if I had selected this the year, singekuja hapo. But that one, don't worry. So what do? You simply do what? You drag, wake up at the right position. So that is how to do what? That is how to merge. That is how to merge data. So let me just close and then I repeat it once because it's kitu ngumu. So tulikuwa tumesema I'm opening a blank worksheet. Let me just open a new one and then I start it from the scratch. So Excel. So, and then from there, we have agreed, all of us, we have agreed that if you need to match your data, unafaa usave kwanza kwa my documents. And then the facility that matches the data apart from the, what do we call, we have also another software. We have, it is still under Excel, advanced Excel. We call it, okay, nikikumbuka nitawaambia. So this tutakuja kwa data and then from other sources. Tukuje from Microsoft query. So I case sasa ionekane hivyo. So I need to stop sharing and then I will share that area. So it is visible now, eh?
Yes. Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
So I will simply select Excel. By the way, unaweza combine hata data yenye iko different databases. That is why unaona we had so many options there. And then merge this sheet and then like that. And then tumesema tunarudisha one ID, eh? Then tukisharudisha we do what? We click next. So the Microsoft, the query wizard cannot continue because it cannot join the table in your query. You must join the table manually in Microsoft query. So I'm joining. Niki-click hapo, I'm joining them nikitumia a unique word identifier. That is the primary key. And then you are done. So unaona hapo, we can just save the data here in the Microsoft query or we return it to Microsoft. In most cases, because of the manipulation, because of the analysis purposes, we need to generate we return it to the Microsoft Excel. So now return Microsoft Excel, unaona stop sharing, eh? But ukitumia machine yako hautakuwa na any problem. So sorry. I think I'm sharing the wrong thing. Iko sawa, eh?
No,
What I'm saying, but procedures mumeelewa on how to do.
Yeah.
Imekuja ni vile tu sitashare. Kama mumeelewa the procedures, it is still okay. So now I wanted us to do this. How to, now how to merge data. Kama uko na data yenye iko na different worksheets, kila data iko kwa worksheet yake, unataka ku combine them. So kitu ya kwanza, you save it in my document. Ukisha save that data, unafungua a blank workbook. And then unaenda to that specific worksheet unataka ku combine your data. And then you do what? And then you go to the data and then from other sources you put a chain query and then you just follow the procedures and then you are done. So we need also how to know how to combine a data in Microsoft Excel. Yes.
Is it a must to store it in my documents or for this?
For now it's my document.
What with the job list?
Eh?
And the job list.
You save it in my document.
Everywhere.
No, unachukua hiyo data unataka kucombine.
Yeah.
Si kama iko kwa desktop, it is very simple. So unapeleka kwa my document. It can allow you now only to combine it in my document. Yeah. Okay, and then now tufungue hiyo data ingine kindly. Let us open the other data. Let us open the other data. Combination of data. So that is the data I'm talking about. So hapa ni kucombine data from what? Ni kucombine as you can see there, tuko na data ya 2017, 2018, and then maybe you have for like 10 years. Unataka combine hiyo data yote ikuwe in one page ndio ufanye analysis Okay. You can combine all that data. Maybe ufanye your own, combine for the past 10 years. How was the performance? Unaona kama hii we have but I don't know why this one. Oh, we have the first one. We have the customer ID. So this one, I think this is the first one. So customer ID, customer ID number. So before we combine this data, there is some correction I need to do. You realized in this column, they have combined the what? The customer what? ID inaitwa ni customer ama ni nini? They have combined the customer ID and then customer name. So we need to split, okay? We need to do that. So how do we do that before we do combination? So I will simply highlight and then ikuje kwa bado data, and then unaona hapo imeandikwa text 2 columns. You click there, and then ikikuja hapa una select delimited, and then now I click next. So you know data, unajua ukileta data from bank statement, sometimes inakuja account number, account name zimekuwa combined. So unaona hata kufanya kuseparate it inakuwa very tedious. So if you need to separate that data, there is only 2 ways we can do that. One, we can use this method, and then kuna hii tool yangu sijui natumia every now and then and I don't know why. So tukikuja kwa this one delimiters, we can use a tab. Unaona the data inaweza kuwa separated through a space. We have also semicolon, we have the comma, we have the space or other. So yetu ina fall under ukani, ina fall under other. So other ni dash. Nikiona hiyo separator ni dash. And then I click next. Just to finish. And then it is doing something. You can see up there. Unaona kuna kitu inafanyika huko juu. Just to give it time. So there are already data here. Do you want to replace it? So just click yes. Yes. So it is already separated. So we have the customer ID and then the customer name. So this one should be customer ID, and then this one we should write the customer what? Customer number. So hapa naweza andika actually the customer name. So unaona, before ni combine data yangu, kwanza nimeangalia kama kuna errors. So ndio nimeitengeneza. And then you note it manually, because assuming that unafanya data kama 700 or even 3000. So the only way is you use what? Is you use the text, you use the delimited or under the what? Data tools. So now we need to combine. So it means that. So this is the heading. Also, you have another data in this worksheet.
I have a question.
Yes.
How will they know if you went through the process of combining?
Huh?
How will they know if you went through the process of combining using the query as compared to if you just cut and paste?
In the examination scenario.
Yes.
Now you know the reason why tulikuwa tunafanya even control A instead of selecting. So it is for your own benefit. So unajua sasa hii select hii, you may end up distorting the data, you may end up even wasting a lot of time. Copy, una copy vibaya, maybe you don't know even how to do that. But this one is the easiest way. The easiest way of doing what? Hakuna specific yenye wanakuambia, the examiner si ati anakuambia tumia this method, but it is upon you. Ile method yenye unatumia yenye ina make work very easy for you, by just clicking. So hata nikiuliza hii method yenye nimetumia saa hizi, na kama unge copy paste history za kuadd another column, so many other things, unaona, na maybe hata hiyo kitu iko na formulas, vitu kama hizo. So the easiest way, this is a shortcut of doing things, na maybe hata ungecopy ache kwanza nikuulize, because hiyo iko kwa cell moja. So inamaanisha utakopi moja because hakuna hiyo, unajua lazima uwe na column ndio uweze ukopi. Ungekopi 1 2 3, unaona ukopi. Now copying actually it is very tedious. Copying, hebu nirudishe, hebu acha kwanza nirudishe vile ilikuwa. So it was like this.
Yeah.
So I want somebody to tell me nitaikopi aje hii data. Na unajua hii data it is 3000. Iko 3000, observation, it has 3000 rows. So the only way unajua you will do, unless you copy it, hata kukopi unaona ni very tedious. Unatumia this part kukopi, nikuje ni copy hapo, unaona, and then it is very difficult. It is whatever way you will use, but hii utafanya mpaka the class hiyo data yako itachukuliwa. Unajua hii si ile unaambia mwalimu, niliingia class nimechelewa, hata sijui tumbo ilikuwa inaniuma or something like that. System haijui hiyo, because it is simply computerized. Ile si ati ile iko na sense ati wacha nimhurumie huyu, hakuna huruma hapo. So hata kama umeacha hiyo data yako itachukuliwa hivyo na itakuwa zero. Business and data analytics ni technology yenye iko another level. Ni kama sasa wale watu wanatumia internet ile wanachukua from the inaitwanga nini hiyo internet, ile cloud ile unachukua kitu. So we 2-3 hours ikisha hivi. So the best way, hata kama unataka kuona ni nini ilikuwa inafanyika, you screenshot. Ukifanya unavaa print screenshot. Na unajua watu wengi hawapendangi hii kazi yetu sisi ya IT sometimes. So you screenshot. But whatever you will do, kama time imeisha. So nimeharibu hii, ndio nilikuwa nataka kudemonstrate. So we can as well do it. So text and then delimited and then next and then tunatumia dash, because that is the dash wameitumia hapa. I click okay and then I finish. I click okay and then inakuwa separated. So ikishakuwa separated now, it means that we have the customer ID and then customer what? Then the customer name. Na hii data analytics unaweza pita hata kibahati mzuri. Lakini kama ulipita kibahati mzuri na uende upewe kasi, because mtu anajua huyu mtu wa data analytics anajua kufanya hii. Hata uwezi jua hata kufanya kitu kama hii. Si mtu atashindwa hii. So wewe unajua ile mambo yako ya kubalance because you are an accountant. You know how to do this. In fact, even most students, they don't have any problem in, kama unajua format ya kufanya kitu, you can do it without any problem. But the issue is using the machine is the main issue. So now we need to combine. So I wanted to combine, tulete sasa, hii yenye inaanza ni 2017. That is my assumption. Don't worry about the validity, uangalie data kama ni nini, hapana. Kenye nataka ujue how to combine. So my assumption is, hii hatuwezi kuuza hii data. This data iko sawa. But tunataka kuleta hiyo data ingine tuweke chini yake hapa. Okay? So how do we do? So it is very simple. Si kitu complicated vile. Oh, hata hii data tunapaa we need to so column and then delimited, then next, then finish, then okay. So see about 5 kuweka any endings, I guess. So like that. So what I'm supposed to do, unakuja kwa mali data yako, hiyo data yenye unataka kucombine. So hii data ingine tunataka kuleta hiyo data ingine ikuja hapa. So what do you do? Unaweka equal sign hapa. Unaweka equal sign. And then ukishaweka hiyo equal sign, unakuja kwa the what? Hii data ingine. Then now you will do what? You will select like that. And then I'll press enter. And then nikisha press enter, ninarudi sasa hapa. And then I will drag. Naona inanipatia tu. I will drag. But unaona kuna vitu even date iko in a different format, eh? So we use the normal way. I will select this. Niambie Excel, no, I need my data ichukue this format. So I'll come back to home and then ichukue this, inaitwa nini? The format painter, eh? The format painter, I click and then ikuje haka. And wow, just like that. And then from there now, I will do what? I will drag downwards. So I will drag downwards. Hata kama ilikuwa data ngapi, ikifika mwisho inaanza kunitolea zeros. Naona ishanipea zeros. So hiyo data imeisha. It is as simple as that. It is so simple like that. It is as simple as that. It is simple as that. So unless there is a question, but wachana na question kwanza, what you are supposed to do ni kujaribu kufanya hiyo kitu by yourself because you already have the data. So maybe you can use the remaining minutes to fanye hiyo. We do that one. So tomorrow we are having also a class. Najua saa hizi imekaribia. We are having a class in the morning. We are having an early morning class from 6:15. Kama tulikuwa tumesema saa moja. Mlikuja juzi class ikabounce. David, ulikuja? Kumbe hata wewe ulilala na wewe ndio ulipropose moja bwana. Propose 7. Hapo kuja. So you were the proposer of that class. So what's the 7?
Maybe you can get from the audience.
Okay, no need, we can start at 6:15. So unaweza ingia online. So 6:15 to 7:50, yeah? Uzuri kuna recordings. So we'll do this one from tomorrow. And then by 7:30 tutakuwa tumemalizana nayo. So and then we'll be doing what we call application. Nakuja hapa. Mimi ndafunzia hapa.
So there's no the age.
Yeah.
Age to tell. 6:15.
Okay.
We start at 6:15.
Is alimony 6:15, then to Malaysia 7:50.
So you don't have to come with age.
No, sasa tukianzia hivyo unaweza kuja. So tutafanya application of business and data analytics in management accounting, eh? Tutafanya at least 3 questions, 2 or 3 questions about the same. Rudia. So tomorrow tutatumia the past papers. I will share the question, lakini question is already there in the class, but maybe inaweza kuwa resend kesho then tufanye hivyo. So early morning we have agreed. If you not manage, unaingia online.
You will also record.
Yeah, you record also. Mimi naona sasa mambo yako wewe unataka kuingia. Okay.
I don't know.